And good evening from Palmyra, Missouri, Palmyra High School. This is Mecca Sports Productions of Area High School Basketball. And tonight we've got a nice doubleheader. The QND Lady Raiders started off against the Palmyra Panthers, and we follow up with the QND Raiders against the Panthers of Palmyra. Two good ball games as the Lady Raiders come in 7-0 on the season, averaging 57.6 points a game, giving up only just shy of 27. Great defense there. Palmyra Lady Panthers, they come in 3-2. They're averaging about 54 points a game, giving up 52.5. And, of course, they lost their last game in the championship of the 100th Monroe City as they lost to South Shelby 58-57 in overtime. These two teams played last year on 12-12 at the Pit. Two good ball games. It started off with the first one. QND led 12-6 after one, 25-15 at halftime, 34-26 in the third, and QND would go on to win 45-35. Tristan Pieper 14, Stratton had 10, and Durst had 9. Also Bueller had 8. On the other side, if we remember right, they had their girl inside, King, Kendora King, had 19, and she had her 1,000th point, and Notre Dame held up the action there to honor her during the ball game. Good stuff up here. The band's going, and Coach Longo's with me on the Tuesday night. Let me check my night since I went to Alabama on a Monday night. Should be a good one here tonight.
I'm retired. I'm more busier now helping you than I was ever before. But I anytime I get a chance to help, and for people that can't make the game that follow us on Mecca Sports, that's great. So we will try to give them the best that we can. I don't know anything about either one of these teams, so I'm excited just to watch the system of play and see something different and give my insight on it.
Awesome. Well, I'll tell you what, why don't we do this? Why don't we take our break here, and when we come back, we'll talk about this game. We're also going to talk about somebody and spend a little time chatting about someone we lost there as well. But it should be great here. It's the QND Raiders, the Palmyra Panthers from the ladies' side, right here in Palmyra, and, of course, right here on MeccaSportsCo.com.
For many, your home and auto are two of the biggest investments you'll make. With well-planned coverage from Pekin Insurance, you can rest easy. At Freiberg Insurance in Quincy, they're ready to talk with you about covering the things you care about most: your home, your car, and your family. At Freiberg Insurance, they'll be glad to review your insurance needs and put together a policy that fits you and your budget. Call 217-224-7774 and rest easy knowing you're covered by Pekin Insurance.
If you're building a house, remodeling an older home, thinking about a new deck, or need a whole new kitchen, Woodmart is your project partner. Since 1978, Woodmart has been the most trusted building materials and kitchen and bath design company in the Quincy area. At Woodmart, you'll find enthusiastic, experienced professionals helping you through every phase of your project. We offer smart advice for the contractor or do-it-yourselfer and top-quality materials. Woodmart Building Center, 2000 North 12th, Quincy, your project partner since 1978.
Bet you outdrive you this hole.
If you outdrive me, I'll take $10,000 off every car sold at QND Quincy this month.
Daddy needs a new ride.
And back in Palmyra, pregame show here. Jeff Wellman, Matt Longo as we get ready. And normally we have our coaches' comments in here. Tonight, the coaches' comments are from former coaches, Coach Longo and even Coach Wellman in there, although I've been out of that business a little longer than everybody else. The official business, I should say. Before we go into the team, I want to talk about John Spring. We lost him on December 2nd. We haven't had a chance. Last night would have been a good chance at Alleman, but it was the Quincy High game, and Coach Pettit really didn't know him. Here, of course, you and I were both at school together when he started not only teaching, but your years when he started the foundation. And during a Notre Dame doubleheader, a great time to talk about him. And it was one of those guys, I had a lot of chance talking to him throughout the years. But when Steve Spanish died a couple years ago, we spent a lot of time talking about Spanish, which I had a new appreciation for Steve I didn't have before. And it was really good, and it was really fun. It was going through the time when he had cancer.
Right.
Karen had cancer, a lot of that. And, of course, he always loved listening, but pretty impressive guy.
You don't have enough hours in the day in this broadcast to talk about John Spring. I mean, he's an icon in Quincy. He really was. I got to know him obviously like you did through school, but as I got older, we used to play on a Tuesday golf group. We used to meet over in West Quincy. John Spring, Gary Hess, my dad, me, Jeff Jansen, some other guys, and we'd go to a different course and play. And John was a heck of a golfer besides a great human being. He was a good golfer, but he was good for the community, not only for Quincy Notre Dame, but when he became mayor, he did a lot of good things for our town.
Well, and of course, he started off at Alleman.
Right.
He was a year or two around Spanish. Finished up at UMSL, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, and took a job down at Parkway. And I wish I had known that because I had a running back at Culver.
From that school?
Then in the area. And I think he would have known him at the time. We never would have had a chance to talk about that. But he had that chance in 1974 or 5, I think it was, to come into Quincy and he started off in the grade schools. But then Notre Dame hired him as a biology teacher, I believe.
Okay.
I don't remember that because I think of Wavering and the big guy. There was also the water cutting maybe. But 1977, he's our first executive director of the foundation. He's the guy that really built it and set up the future to make that solvent.
Yeah, I mean, you're alumni, and we talk about this in all sports. Your alumni are so important, but more so your alumni, not just in sports, but for your school. And that's what that foundation does, and they do fabulous things because of the work that he put in to build that program. He started off in a little trailer right there behind Notre Dame, and a little trailer right there, and they had a private entrance to it, and it is done well for Quincy Notre Dame as far as what they need to do to help cut the cost for some of their kids and some of their programs there. But just talking to him, and not only just talking to him as about policies and everything, just talking to me always, how's your family? How's your wife? How are your kids? Where are they at? I find that important as I get older, too, is when I talk to people, I always ask about their family because it's people like to talk about their families. And he was very good at that, always asking you, and very complimentary on things that you do, whether you're a coach, whether you're teaching, or whether you're doing something on the side. He's always saying that's good for the community. Keep doing that.
Of course, he started that off with Sister Carl Mary when he started that off. And, you think Catholic schools especially are the struggling ones. And, of course, his school was struggling a few years ago after the pandemic. And then kids went over to Iowa because they were still playing sports, so they lost numbers there.
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah, and, John, you talk about golf. I always think about you in golfing with, your brother, Kerry Anders, all the teachers, Jeff Wallace and all them.
Keith Roca.
When I think of John, I think of John Ortworth, Ed Schuring, and Jack Souters.
Oh, yeah.
Those four were pretty well regular. I stopped out there one time because I had a little disgruntled issue, and so I bothered him on the golf course. Ortworth thought, what the hell are you doing? And I agree with you on that one. But and then John went on. How about that? You get done doing that, and so the city of Quincy needs you. And from 2005 to 2013, he's our mayor of our city.
Just think of the names that you just mentioned right there. Some of the icon people, Jack Souters, John Ortworth, John Spring. Who was he? You mentioned one.
Ed Schuring. Don't forget him.
Oh, my God, Ed Schuring. I mean, my grade school basketball coach, my first little girlfriend, Lori, who passed away a few years ago. So I'm telling you, there's some good people in our town, and unfortunately, I hate using the terminology, part of life is death, and you need to celebrate their life and not mourn their death. And John Spring had a great life and a well-deserved honor that he's gotten and accolades to go along with it.
I'm going to hit back on that, but you nailed it. I think Sarah Lepper nails it. His will, his way,
Amen.
My faith.
Yeah.
So that's pretty good stuff. Now you lost track on there. Oh, speaking of, though, he did help coach in a few years, and I had him as a coach at St. Boniface. He had his sons. Of course, he had Stacy,
right.
And then he had Josh and Michael.
Right.
And I can't remember. One's in Florida, one's in Indiana, I think.
Josh is in Florida, and Michael's in Carmel, Indiana.
I think it does sound right. But he was down there coaching, too.
And then Stacy's in town.
Right,
obviously.
Of course, the staff. And, of course, her boys are over at Illinois, I think, finishing up close. And that's one thing you talk about talking to somebody. When John and I talked, I asked how the grandsons were doing. And he would tell me, well, so-and-so's doing an internship, I think, with the Blues last year.
Oh, really?
Yes, and the other one was over at Illinois. So it was really kind of cool. And one was really good in graphic art because back in high school, when we were covering him, he would do stuff and post on Facebook, which was pretty cool. But, yeah, John was quite the legend. You love it. And the contacts. And, of course, I wasn't sure if Durbin made it over for that, but that'd be the kind of something that he'd make because he was, between Durbin and Chuck Schultz and, and I go back to Awer Camp, and we talked about how the bridge got named Awer Camp, and that's Dick Durbin there.
Tom Avercamp.
Yep.
Sold me my first house to my wife and I on Main Street across from St. Peter's.
Up on the hill.
Uh-huh.
Carrie Anders, I think, was close to your as a neighbor.
Carrie Anders was right down the road from us.
Indeed. By the way, this moment, in the Coaches' Moments, talking about John Spring, is brought to you by Faith Family and Giving Back. And, of course, we talk about that as Kunis Auto Group, Kunis Honda, and Kunis Hyundai. We appreciate everything they're doing for us. So, hey, we'll take a quick break. When we come back, the starting lineup's brought to you by Blessing Health. We've got you covered from head to toe.
If you're a business owner, a lot of things keep you awake at night. Your insurance shouldn't be one of them. With well-planned coverage from Pekin Insurance, you can rest easy. Call Freiberg Insurance in Quincy for a quick insurance review. They'll make sure your business coverage is up to date and thorough. Freiberg Insurance will work with you to put together a policy that fits your business and your budget. Call 217-224-7774 and rest easy knowing you're covered by Pekin Insurance.
From competitive youth sports to high school and college athletes to fitness enthusiasts, sports injuries can easily put you on the sidelines. Our orthopedic surgeons and sports medicine physicians are here to diagnose and treat your sports injuries should they arise. Every step of your journey matters to us, and when life throws you a curveball, trust Blessing Health's orthopedics and sports medicine team to get you back in the game. At Blessing Health, we've got you covered from head to toe.
And that was our national anthem as we came back to action here. Pom-pom girls out in the court. You got to love it when you look down at your screen and it goes blank. You think you lost it, but you remember they turned the lights out on you down there because we had a light on the flag here to our left.
Right.
As we get ready. So, Coach, you talked about this team. Palmyra's in a bit of, even though they made it to the championship of the Monroe City tournament, they're in a little bit of a rebuilding situation on the girls' side. You know, they do come in here at 3-2. Had a good, like I said, a good tournament there, and they got to the championship and lost in OT. But they're tough, and, of course, they're running against a Raider team who is just strong. I mean, they're just 7-0 right now in the season. Looked good last year. They'll finish up here, and this is his busy week. He does not go to a tournament in the holidays, but he has packed it in early. Tomorrow night he'll be at John Wood's Rumble on the River against Troy Buchanan. On Friday they'll play Boonville at the Rumble on the River. Then on Saturday they'll play at the River. Then on the 30th, it was moved. They'll go down to Highland, Illinois, and play down there. And, of course, that's where Quincy High will play Vashon as soon as the holidays are over on, I think, January 4th on that. So he packs them in here and then takes it away the holiday time for his family.
You know, there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, I say this in a nice way. Tournaments cost you quite a bit of money as far as overnight stay, travel, all that type of stuff. So traveling one place and playing is really not that bad of a thought.
Well, you know, too, that some tournaments now these days, these great shootouts, they will turn around and pay for you to get there, which is kind of cool.
Well,
but that costs a lot of money. Just ask Eric Stratman.
Yeah, it costs money to do things.
I'm going to go with Palmyra first, even though they're the home team, because the Raiders got their lineup real fast through there. Jersey Ramey, she'll start number 2, a 5'3" junior. Claire Williams, she's 5'8", a senior. As I knew they were going to do that to me in a second, they flipped the lights off as I started running down there. Number 21, Anna James, she's a 5'9" sophomore. Caitlin Bodie, 24, a 5'10" junior. And Sydney Compton, the 5'10" senior. Kelsey Stewart is the head coach of the Panthers. Of course, they wear their home white trimmed in orange and black. Kind of got that Macomb, all the different teams that have the Halloween look. On the other side for the Raiders, they'll be in their road blue, trimmed in gold and white. We'll check that lineup here for a minute. I can pretty well tell you, Sage Stratton, number 4, 5'7" guard, senior, she will be starting. We'll also be starting Tristan Pieper, number 15, a 5'10" junior. Ari Bueller, number 20, 5'7" junior. Jenna Durst, number 21, she's a junior. And look at that, that's pulling out from last year. I'm going to go with Lauren Hummel. Lights come back on, and Lauren Hummel is 5'10" senior. And looking at the lineup, I nailed it.
You know, the funny thing is, my wife always says, is there any place you can't go where you don't know somebody? And obviously, Brian Wassman's over here. And Brian's the AD, and Brian played for me back in 87 and 88. And he said his dad's coming over here tonight, Jim. And Jim and I talked together. So just a little sidebar there as we get ready to tip it off here and get ready to play some basketball.
Raiders going to go right to left. Winning the tip. Raiders missed the first shot. Rebound inside for Palmyra.
And it looks like Notre Dame's going to be in a man-to-man.
Picking up full court into the half-court set. Shot from the left side, no good off the glass. Pieper with the rebound for ND. Long outlet. Jenna Durst, baseline shot. No good. She follows it. And Palmyra gets another one. Raiders had a look in the half-court set. Driving in the right corner, Williams kicks it back out around the perimeter.
Little flex offense. Long three-point shot in and out by is it Carly Williams?
Claire.
Claire.
Misses the shot out here. Notre Dame in the half-court set. And it goes to the side. Excuse me there, folks. Camera was working fast, but not fast enough. And Lauren Hummel loses it out of bounds.
You know, it's funny to watch. And like I said, I don't know anything about these two teams, but it looks like Notre Dame likes to get out and go.
They run and they play great defense.
Okay.
Watch, Sage Stratton can score, and so can Bueller, but watch them play defense. Stratton is just awesome on the defensive end.
Well, their hands are very active. Their feet are very active.
In the half-court set, right side, three-pointer, shot no good. Rebounded inside, that's Stratton. Across the timeline, Bueller to the left side. On the perimeter, 4 on the perimeter right now. Stratton, long three, no good. Rebound inside, good box out from Palmyra.
Very good. I mean, it's just the simple fundamentals, and I think that's what's going to have to be with him. And again, a long shot by Williams, and it's off the rim. Notre Dame very quickly with the ball, couple dribbles, outlet pass, top of the key.
And Pieper got the rebound on that last one. Sage Stratton from the right side, no good on the three. Tipped on the rebound by Palmyra. We'll stay on this end. I can't say Bob Bauckham is the official because I don't know the other two guys, but I just did.
Yeah, I know Bob.
Bob's been in there over 40, almost 50 years, I think.
Doing it?
Yes, last year we talked about that. Rusty Miller came back. He was on the squad. Half-court set, man-to-man, coming out of Palmyra. Work to the right side. Pieper, good turnaround. Yeah. Pieper with the first basket of the game.
Well, looks like Notre Dame's coming out in a full court press. Here's a quick little foul, blocking foul.
Nope, I knew it was going to call. That was a nice call by the
but he called traveling?
Yeah, because she took a little skip before she made contact, and so that was a good call there.
So you have to give them room to come down, right?
Right, and she really took a step.
And she took that step.
Raiders will have it under their own basket. Lauren Hummel from the right corner, three, no good. Inside Pieper with the rebound. Oh, and the steal goes the other way. Coast to coast. That was a good move there. Williams with it all the way down the court. 2-2. Back in the offensive set for the Raiders on the left side of the court. Durst looks for a backdoor cut from Bueller. Instead goes to the high post. Ball works around the perimeter.
Have you done a Notre Dame girls game this year yet?
No, I have watched.
Okay, this is the first. Then.
And so, yes, this year. Did a lot of games last year, and they look good. Raiders lose it on that one. Palmyra in the half-court set now. Yeah, they did a lot of games last year, including the postseason game against Chatham-Glenwood. Ball gets thrown out of bounds there.
So a question for someone that's watching for the first time. Same type of offense, get the ball out, run. They've chucked about 4 3-pointers already, so they like to shoot the threes too.
But I don't think they look for that. I'm sure Coach Orrin would like to see something else set up and
like
not just fire
like that.
There you go. It goes from the left side down low. Pieper's inside. She gets the bucket. She's got 4. And full court pressure coming from the ladies. Raiders And there it is. That's what the pressure causes. You don't have to steal the ball.
No.
Deflections or right there, get somebody to step out of bounds.
A lot of people think that the press is designed for you to steal the ball. The press is designed for them to turn the ball over. Your job is another long shot. I think it got blocked, though, didn't it?
Partially there. Stratton on her shot was missed, but Bueller tracked it down under the basket.
Bueller's a hustler, isn't she?
Oh, she is, and she's gotten so much better. She looks stronger, too, this year. She was a little blonder last year, if that really matters. Inside, foul. First one of the ball game. Goes against Palmyra. And, you know, I'm sure it's Bodie. Because I see Bode, but I think of Bodie, and I think he just signed with the Dodgers, was our one of the other teams.
Oh, okay.
From the Cubs. Sorry, I threw a little baseball in there, folks.
First free throw up and gone. It is 4-2. Notre Dame's ahead with 4:41 left here in the first quarter, early in the ball game.
And if you're out and about, we have 2 games here tonight, so you can either listen to us or. And Lauren Hummel trying to reach over on the rebound. She'll commit the first foul against the Raiders.
I really like the press that Notre Dame sets up here. It's full court man-to-man, but they do a lot of trapping. At least that's what I saw in the first time. Again, I have not watched them play, so as we go on, I'll make comments about things that I see. I definitely am not going to coach, but these are things that I see. A little
bump there on the right side.
Yeah, no call.
Raiders get away with it. So we're back the other way for the Raiders, working right to left. Skips from the right side to the left. Hummel takes it back inside. Pieper got triple teamed. She'll go outside. Bueller hits the three-pointer from outside.
And this is where I think Palmyra's going to struggle. As Notre Dame steals it, but out of traveling call. It is full court, man-to-man, and like you said earlier in the broadcast, Notre Dame girls get after it defensively.
Hey, by the way, beautiful wood in this place, and of course that's Woodmart Building Center, 12th and Seminary Road for that three-point play. Having a tough time getting it in. Palmyra does. Gets to half court. Across the timeline. Williams will come over to pick it up. Williams sets it. Left side for the offense. Bringing it around will be James. See, Notre Dame pushes that thing way out beyond the three-point line, too.
Yes, they do. They make you earn every possession, and they are all over defensively. Hands are active, denying the passing lane. All the simple little things that make you a good basketball team.
Eric, over the years, the first couple of years, they had fundamentals to get the team rolling, but in all his years, they have been a strong defensive team. Shot no good. Pieper on the weak side with a rebound. In the half-court set, Hummel off the right side. Drops it inside. Pieper. And Pieper can use both hands. This time going to the left, misses the short little hook. We'll head back the other way.
The good fundamentals by Palmyra blocking out and getting the rebound. They're going to have to do that all night. You take a defensive stance off and not rebounding. Notre Dame's going to be right there to get the rebound and offensive rebound.
And it's just been Pieper under the boards along with Palmyra. Shot from the right side. Good from three. That's William.
Freiburg Insurance, your local independent.
She's got all 5 points.
7-5 Notre Dame with 3 minutes left in the first quarter.
Into the half-court set, Jenna Durst.
Nice
Left
job.
side, Durst hits. She connects for three, brought to you by Woodmart Building Center. 12th and Seminary Road. Pressure right in front of us, out of bounds. It will be back over to Palmyra.
It's definitely giving Palmyra fits, this full court press. It's giving them some fits as far as what they're supposed to do.
And the Raiders don't care if you're a good team that can handle press or not. They're still going to throw it at you.
And this is a tough place to throw it in the corner. They got it in nice and easy as Notre Dame sort of backs off a little bit in this man-to-man.
Yeah, it was far enough in the corner. I wasn't concerned about it from the camera view. In the half-court set, Raiders did substitute. I'll come in here. I think Sierra Thomas is in there, right there in the post at number 25. Mark Thomas's daughter. I also believe that is Marie Eversman, number 5, checks into the ball game. We've got a foul in the backcourt. Compton, her first foul. Second foul called against Palmyra.
See Sarah in a little knee brace. She got a bad knee?
You know, I do not know. I know she's a soccer player. Obviously, you knew that. If you're going to be a,
you think she's a soccer player?
Yeah, if you're going to be a Mark Thomas,
she's phenomenal.
Kid. That's what I'd heard. Off the right set, into the right corner. Bueller back to the top to Stratton. Durst is on the left wing. Inside is Eversman. Only one Eversman's playing this year. Durst, left side.
That's
good from Jenna Durst.
2 for her.
For a 3, too.
Yeah.
Her second one, and it's brought to you by Woodmart Building Center, 12th and Seminary Road.
13-5 Raiders up with 1:55 to go.
Palmyra in the half-court set. Williams starts to drive. Bueller almost got the jump ball. She bumped her just enough before she grabbed the ball. And that was good hands.
I thought it was going to be called a jump ball.
Oh, they called it. That's why. So Bueller did do a good job. Durst made the bump. And so for Jenna, her first foul. Second against the Raider, 2 on each side. 1:51 left first quarter action here. From Palmyra, Tony Lenzini tournament will come up here pretty soon. Ball's on the floor. Thomas saves it. Durst gets it. In transition. Across the timeline, Durst with the left hand. All the way down the right side, good pass. And cutting from the right corner was Sierra Thomas. Durst threw it from the left wing, and we're going to shoot 2 free throws.
Yeah, good entry pass. You saw Sierra wide open underneath the basket, and the zip to their passes are very similar to what we talk about with the Quincy High girls. You put some zip on it, it's going to get there. You can't have that lollipop up in the air as Sierra hits the first Sierra Thomas, that is.
There was no lollipop on her free throw. That was a little bit of a line drive.
That was a line drive, but it was enough to go in.
It didn't get over Ivory up in the top deck here. 1 for 2. We'll check the lineup changes here as a couple people come in on the other side for Palmyra. Second free throw off the front of the iron. Inside rebound. Good job by Sage Stratton. Stratton will put it in for the putback. Sage in the scoring now.
And Notre Dame with almost the steal. Man, they are all over it, aren't they? I'm telling you, this is impressive as far as they're just consistent. They trapped the first pass in. They're got hands in the passing lane, doing, like I said earlier, all the little fundamental things that make you a good basketball team.
And rotating numbers too, Coach. You know, when you can go down 6, 7, 8, 9 players and continue to put it on, checking that lineup so far is, well, they won't let us there. They're going to call a timeout. We'll take our first timeout with 1:22 left in the first. Raiders 16, Palmyra's 5 here on mechasportsco.com.
Start your day off the right way at Hardee's.
We have new items for our breakfast 2 for $5. You can get a biscuits and gravy, sausage egg, or cinnamon roll. Any 2 of those for $5. You can't beat a made-from-scratch biscuit here at Hardee's. Sausage egg, biscuits and gravy, or a cinnamon roll. 2 for $5.
Is there any place better for breakfast than Hardee's? Come see for yourself. Hardee's at 30th and Broadway, Quincy.
And back to Palmyra here as we just said hi to Mark McDonald, the principal of Quincy Notre Dame.
He's not social.
No. You have to be in that job, don't you?
Yeah.
Of course, when you're taking the steps of Ray Heileman, too. Here's where we're at so far in this one. It's 1:22. Palmyra's going to have the ball, full court pressure. Ellie Bozart's in the game. So along with Bozart and Thomas in the back. Ball, long pass, and Eversman took it away before we had even a chance to get it in the half-court set. Pass to the right side.
Good call.
Oh, and good job. Well, I don't know. Again, yes and no. It was the right call. But as I said before, it should be a push because she had released the ball and it wasn't no longer a player control of, charge.
So here, people watch it. Palmyra is passing that ball into the corner, and if you go into that corner, there's more in the middle. But Notre Dame is so good about trapping that ball. Very active defensively. I keep saying that, but listen, if you're active defensively, it really pays off for your whole team. If one person lets off, that's the person that can end up haunting and hurting you.
Williams has the ball with Stratton pushing her all the way back to half court. Inside a minute left in the first quarter. Williams drives to the right side, shot up on the rim, no good. Good rebound by Stratton. She looks up all the way down court, and it sneaks by Jenna Durst. But the nice thing is, she didn't touch it. So the Raiders won't have it under their, well, you know what? Yeah, okay. Now,
yeah,
I'm waiting for somebody to come get the ball.
Yeah, Notre Dame ball.
Stratton will trigger a box out of bounds play. Durst, as well as Eversman low, high. Thomas comes to the strong side. Bozarth was out there too, waving. We threw the ball right into the hands of Palmyra. With the steal there was James. Across the timeline, that's Compton. Compton went to the left side, picked her dribble up. Ball is loose. Stratton's going to go for it. You're not going to let her get that basketball. Stratton in the pass. Good job. Assist by Stratton. Thomas gets the bucket. Raiders, go back to the same. That's what happens when you do them all most of the season. Ball gets thrown out of bounds. And with 9.9, Raiders will continue that defense. Substitution, Bueller back in, also Pieper. Checking out, Stratton and Durst getting the break. Yeah, you put enough years in like Eric has. He's really built a foundation for a program and great success, especially that run of the Ginnemacher girls and much more girls. But when they went first, like second and third or something like that crazy. It was unbelievable. Shot from way out. And I think she thought the buzzer was coming up.
And when she shot it up, I was expecting the buzzer to go off. There's 2.9. 18-5 Notre Dame as Bueller gets it.
Half court.
Half court.
Off the glass. As you'll see that go up. And that'll do it for the first quarter. And after one quarter in Palmyra, Raiders put on an 11-point run, now lead 18-2. And you're listening to Wellman and Longo right here on MeccaSportsCo.com.
If you're a business owner, a lot of things keep you awake at night. Your insurance shouldn't be one of them. With well-planned coverage from Pekin Insurance, you can rest easy. Call Freiberg Insurance in Quincy for a quick insurance review. They'll make sure your business coverage is up-to-date and thorough. Freiberg Insurance will work with you to put together a policy that fits your business and your budget. Call 217-224-7774 and rest easy knowing you're covered by Pekin Insurance.
Back in Palmyra after one quarter. Thank you, Coach, there, as I must be a little dyslexic looking at the board there. I had called out 18-2. It's 18-5.
And to be honest with you, it's been all Notre Dame. Their pressure has caused several turnovers, especially on the inbounds pass after a made basket or a made free throw. Just their defense is really, really aggressive, that being Notre Dame.
Starting off the second quarter will be Stratton, Hummel, Bueller, Durst. I just love that when you want to say Bueller. And then she's never heard that before. And Pieper rounding out the Raiders lineup that leads by 13 after the first. Palmyra's basketball. Compton comes back out, as well as Williams. James in the high post. Bodie. And trying to find out who ran down there in that bottom corner. Looks like Avery Weishart. She's number 23. Ball goes into the high post for Palmyra. Williams drives, kicks it back out on the perimeter.
Oh, she traveled.
And just had the happy feet trying to get to the left. Weishart with the travel.
You might get away with that in the NBA, but you ain't going to get away with it in high school.
Well, we talked about it last night at Alleman. They got a real good player, Adeline Voss.
Right.
And at the beginning of the game, I got to go back and watch. It looked like she was doing a 1-2, then the jump stop. Later on, she was doing a good jump stop, and when she had 27, it's like, hey, whatever she was doing it right.
She's doing it right.
Lady Devils, though, still looking good. And, of course, these two teams, the Devils and the Raiders, will face each other. I'll have to look at that at halftime, and I believe it's on a Monday. I won't give you a date without checking that out. Raiders in the half-court set. Goes down right corner. Pieper makes a move. Now kicks it back out. Hummel, three-pointer, no good. Good rebound by Palmyra. Palmyra crosses half-court. Boy, that basket cuts that off. I thought there was only 1:30 left, and a nice move from the left wing. Count that one for Palmyra.
Compton did that.
Foul. Hummel's going to be called for her second foul. Raiders their first in the second quarter. And hitting the bucket was Compton. She has a chance at the blue collar. And does. Gets a three-pointer there.
And Notre Dame very quickly. One pass, half court, looking at the wings. They moved the ball up. What a backdoor play.
Backdoor cut. Durst pass to Stratton. Stratton goes in for the score. Good. Back on defense now for the Raiders. Raiders steal the ball in the half-court set. Long shot from outside, no good. In the far corner, Lauren Hummel gets out there and hustles. Pulling the ball away there was Ramey, but the Raiders were there. Back in the half-court set for Palmyra. Bueller kicks the ball. Reset the shot clock. We'll be saying that in the next couple of years. So
I wonder if she plays soccer, the Bueller girl.
I don't think so, but she looks like she could. I mean, she's an athlete.
Yeah, she is an athlete.
In the half-court set, just under 7 minutes left, first half action in Palmyra. We'll have two of them tonight, folks. We got the Raiders and the Panthers after this one.
You mean I have to do two games?
You do. Don't worry, when you're done on January 1st down there in the good baseline drive, but better defense. Raiders come away with it. When you're down there in Florida watching us, we'll be talking about you then. Stratton goes hard to the hole. Stratton is fouled, and Sage will go to the line to shoot two.
So I'm looking at Notre Dame's roster. They've only got 2 seniors on this team. And it, obviously, guess who it is? The twins, the Reed girls.
Oh, that's right, Carly and Abby.
Yeah.
Stratton's not a senior yet. I was thinking she was.
I was looking for mom and dad. I don't see them, but I mean a nice crowd. But Notre Dame is right down in front of us, so it's hard to see people. I already texted Mark Thomas, told him to be quiet. We were trying to broadcast.
Second free throw is good from Stratton. 1 of 2 from her. 21-8. Raiders with the lead. In the half-court set, far side. Williams will bring it back up the high. Check that. That was actually Bodie with the basketball. Working around the right side. 4 on the perimeter. 1 inside working. That's a sub, too, that just came in. Or is that Williams? No, I thought it was Williams popping out down there. Steal here by Stratton, though, on a drive. Sage taken to the basket. All the way in. Count it. Stratton's going to score. And she's going to have a chance at N1.
Is she left-handed?
No, but she uses both hands quite well.
Man, that was beautiful. The way she switched over and sort of underhand layup, got the foul, got the bucket. Notre Dame going up 23-8, 6 minutes left, going for their 24th point.
Anna James called on the foul.
Yeah.
Three-pointer no good, rebounded by Palmyra. Palmyra has done a good job on the defensive rebounds.
Yes, they have.
They have not let a lot of offensive rebounds for the Raiders. Shot taken outside. No good. Rebounded there by Pieper. Quickly down the way. Bueller on the left side. Went inside to Pieper. Pieper kicks it back out. Oh, a nice little screen and roll there. Pieper and Hummel. Hummel will get the assist. Pieper's going to get the basket. That was a sweet play, Coach.
Wait a minute. 4 with the hold.
Yeah, Stratton out on there.
Stratton with the little hold away from the ball.
And Sage's second. She's going to take a seat here. Sierra's going to come back in. That is Thomas. 5:36 left in the first half. 25-8. The Raiders on another nice little 7-point run. Still staying in that full court action. Williams beats the action. Stays down the right side. Ball goes over the left side. Back to the top of the key. Now 5 on the perimeter. Long three-pointer comes up, just hitting the net. Bodie misses. Raider basketball.
I really like this Claire Williams for Palmyra. She's a nice ball player. She wants the ball in her hands. She does very well defensively as Notre Dame brings it up here. 5 minutes left till halftime.
And she doesn't mind the pressure either, it looks like. Bueller with that little teardrop, no good. And Ari can do that. I'm not going to remember. I think it's Ari, actually. I said last year Ari, and I got it changed. When you don't see him. Yeah, when you don't see him. Ball tipped out of bounds by Bueller. It's not Ferris, I know that. So 2 references now already. Why not?
I get your humor.
Well, somebody does. There's Compton over there taking the ball out of bounds. Raiders staying in that man-to-man, too, which is nice. Full court or half court. They've been manning it. Williams will bring it. Left side, hand it off there to Compton. Both hanging out on the left. Williams sees a long 3 she likes. Misses. Pieper gets it on the weak side. Pieper works it down left side. Bueller to Hummel. Reverses over. Thomas. Good movement. Back screen in the middle going, but they go to Eversman, and then Eversman just takes the drive right to the hole. She had it at the free throw line, and it looked like they were setting it up for her to make a back pick, or maybe even catch a ball at the top of the key, and instead she just had it rolled over and went right to the basket.
And Palmyra comes back with the exact same play, but end up getting a miss. And Notre Dame, 1 pass, half court, going to go across court to Bueller, who saves it. Boy, they moved the ball well. Look at this. Going to get an outside shot here. Told you. 3-point shot by
Pieper.
Who
can take it from outside as well. Good hustle by Bueller in the corner, though. Palmyra comes away with it. In the half-court set, Williams decides, back it out. Went out and back in, but it went to a guard who decided, I'm in the land of the post. I'm getting out of there. From the left corner. Nice shot from the left corner. Williams hits the 3, her second of the game. She has 8 points.
Good form. Coach Horn didn't like what he saw right there, so he's going to call a timeout with 3:39 to go.
27-11, Raiders with the lead. We're back with more action right here in Palmyra on mechasportsco.com.
If you're building a house, remodeling an older home, thinking about a new deck, or need a whole new kitchen, Woodmart is your project partner. Since 1978, Woodmart has been the most trusted building materials and kitchen and bath design company in the Quincy area. At Woodmart, you'll find enthusiastic, experienced professionals helping you through every phase of your project. We offer smart advice for the contractor or do-it-yourselfer and top-quality materials. Woodmart Building Center, 2000 North 12th Quincy, your project partner since 1978.
Palmyra cheerleaders out there as the timeout was taken. Raiders led it after the first quarter 18-5. They had an 11-point run that finished up the first quarter. Blue collar from Palmyra to start it off in the second quarter. And then the Raiders decided, hey, let's put another 9-point run together, followed by that last 3-pointer by Williams, who now has 8 for Palmyra. But the Raiders lead 27-11.
And pretty well in control of the game, but unfortunately, sometimes control can lead to a little overconfidence, but right now they've got all the confidence in the world, and Notre Dame's got a very, very nice ball team. Were they ranked in the state?
Oh, Coach, you did it to me. They were up about, was that the 5th, I think? With maybe, I'm going to double check that. Because early in the season, I don't pay attention as much to the rankings. I really, like coaches, I don't pay attention until the end of the season.
It's when they count.
You got it, and where you finish at the end of the season. But it's kind of fun for our fans.
I'm right there with you.
And I'll check to see. I don't think I brought that in here. I was looking. Right side, Stratton, 3, no good. Rebound inside by Palmyra. Stratton will pick up at half court after that.
It's just sort of watching how Notre Dame drops back on a missed shot compared to a made shot where they do that full court man-to-man.
Gracie Hammond in the ball game, number 30 for Palmyra now. Williams, nice backdoor pass, nice backdoor cut. Ball's lost into the corner, though.
Be Notre Dame or Palmyra ball.
Yep. Pieper tried to track it down there. And it was not a bad idea, but there was a double team inside, or at least there was 2 post players inside. But a good look there. And after the backdoor cut, she tried to get it inside. I think Compton was down there on the little block. She is there right now. Williams is the point. Compton will come out. Williams skips it all the way to the left side. Here's a 3 fired up from the left. Good. Nice. Anna James hits from the left side. Good shot there. Back-to-back 3-pointers. Raiders come down to the half-court set and miss the shot. Weak side rebound again by Palmyra. Palmyra's done a great job of, again, I mentioned the defensive rebounds. Speaking of defensive rebounds, Jenna Durst with the rebound on the missed shot by Palmyra. And quickly a turnover on the other end. And Williams went coast to coast. Nobody stopped her. She's got 10. More importantly, that's an 8-point run and cuts the Raiders' lead to 9.
Nice player, that Williams for Palmyra. Good with the ball. Here's your inside game right there. Beautiful.
Just like the last time.
That Pieper, she gets that ball, she lowers that shoulder, and she uses that little right hand or left hand, like you said. And that with her on the inside with that really opens up your outside game as well for your young kids to shoot that ball.
And Count Hummel on the great pass, the entry pass. She's got 2 assists on those last 2 pick and rolls. James in the right corner. Ball was knocked away. And last touch by James. So Notre Dame with the ball with 1:47 left, first half action.
Yeah, it must have went off her foot or off her hand or something. I thought for sure that'd be Palmyra ball. But Notre Dame's got it. Minute 44 to go till halftime.
Raiders come across the timeline. Bueller behind the screen. Pulls up, 15-foot. Oh, off the back of the iron. Compton goes down and tracks it down. Palmyra heads across the timeline. They're in a little run here, trying to keep it going. Williams steps behind the screen, and Williams hits the 3-pointer from behind the screen. That's 3 trays in a row. Palmyra building up a little confidence here.
Yes, they are. Still down 10, 29-19 with a minute 15 to go till half.
In the half-court set for the Raiders. Looking at Pieper inside. Unset, it comes back out to Bueller. Resets the ball to the right side. Stratton comes up for 21. Oh, no good. Good screen out by Compton. And Palmyra gets another opportunity. I think we probably only got 1 or 2 offensive rebounds on the night. Shot from the left side, way downtown. Williams was from around 22 feet on that one.
That was a Caitlin Clark 3.
Good shot there by Palmyra. Raiders in the half-court set. Raiders had the first 2 runs in this game.
That's a charging foul, a pushing call on Notre Dame. Let's see who he calls it on.
Was that Durst down here?
12, yeah, it's on Hummel. Nice run here by Palmyra. 29-22, 38 seconds till halftime. Palmyra on a what run?
They are on a 14.
14?
They were at 8, and they ended up with 22 right now. Lauren Hummel, I had her for 3. They only got her down for 2, so we'll take that. In the half-court set, under 30 seconds left. First half action. Drive, kicks it out into the corner. Nice job of Hummel knocking it out of bounds. I'm going to erase that foul on Lauren before I keep her with 3.
You were missing 2 points last night, too, somewhere, weren't you?
I found that was Jada's 1 point. And I usually have it in my book. It's just that fast math. I try to do a quick post game, and I end up missing it all the time. Driving, Williams the hole. Nice move by Williams. Wow, Claire Williams.
One-man show right now for Palmyra.
No doubt about it. Down to 7 seconds. Inside, Hummel gets another assist to Pieper.
I'm telling you, their inside-outside game is on pack. Going to be a half-court shot by Williams, and bingo!
Oh, my. Williams, I overshot her just a little bit, but she hits the half-court shot at the buzzer. I was getting to the basket. I had her taking this shot, and it goes in at the buzzer. And I'm going to tell you what, a first half that I thought the Raiders, I wouldn't say dominated, but controlled. And after this run, well, first of all, they go on a 16-point run. Raiders get the bucket by Pieper. Then they hit the 3. So basically, from that point, when the Raiders were up 27-8, they ran off 19-4 against the Raiders to finish the half. Pretty good half into the half.
And Williams has how many?
5 in the first quarter. She ended up with 13 in that quarter, 18 right now in the ball game.
18 of the 27. She's a nice ball player.
Indeed. And we'll have a chance to break this one down as well as talk about some other stuff, talk about the game coming up, and get your first half impressions here. Of course, when you're over here, we'll wait to halftime for that one.
Okay.
It's halftime over here in Palmyra. Your score, the QND Raiders 31 and the Palmyra Lady Panthers 27. We're back with halftime on mechasportsco.com.
Bet you outdrive you this hole.
If you outdrive me, I'll take $10,000 off every car sold at QND Quincy this month.
Daddy needs a new ride.
Freiburg Insurance, your local independent Pekin insurance partner, is proud to support young people in sports and academics in the Quincy area. After the game, make a note to stop by their office and discuss your current policies and future needs for your business, home, auto, and family. Pekin Insurance offers a variety of plans to meet your coverage needs. Give Freiburg Insurance a call at 217-224-7774. Go Devils.
If you're building a house, remodeling an older home, thinking about a new deck, or need a whole new kitchen, Woodmart is your project partner. Since 1978, Woodmart has been the most trusted building materials and kitchen and bath design company in the Quincy area. At Woodmart, you'll find enthusiastic, experienced professionals helping you through every phase of your project. We offer smart advice for the contractor or do-it-yourselfer and top-quality materials. Woodmart Building Center, 2000 North 12th Quincy, your project partner since 1978.
Back in Palmyra, it's halftime, and a flurry finish at the end of the first. I hope there's not flurries out there and snow. Nothing in there for Chris. I'll take it, though, by the way.
Yeah.
This game started off, I'll tell you, went back and forth 2-2. Raiders put a little 3 points together. It was 7-2. At 7-5, the Raiders closed out the quarter with 11 straight points, 18-5 after the quarter. The blue-collar 3 for Palmyra makes it 18-8. And then a 9-point run. We're at 27-8. And from that point, the Panthers went on a 19-4 run with a bunch of threes in a row there. And, of course, it's Claire Williams firing them up from outside. Pretty impressive.
I'd be honest with you. We were talking off the air. It looked like it was headed to a blowout. I mean, that's the honest opinion. 18-5. And what'd you say, 27 to what? 27-8?
27-8 at that point.
27-8, and you thought, okay, they hit a couple more buckets here, and you might be cashing in before halftime. But Palmyra said, nope, not in our gym. And then it turned into the Claire Williams show. And she's a nice ball player, handles the ball well, loves to shoot the three, drives to the basket. And she basically put her team on her back and brought them in within 4 right now at halftime, 31-27 Notre Dame.
And she had 5 in the first quarter. Well, she had all 5 in the first quarter of Palmyra's points. Second quarter, James did hit that 3, and Compton had a blue-collar 3. But then the 3 trays from her. She had 4 right now in the ball game. And as I mentioned, she's got unofficially here 18 points.
They do a good job being Palmyra of not giving up. And I think that's what you find in a lot of the smaller schools everywhere, is they will play hard from start to finish. And you hope all teams do that. And I'm not saying that there are other teams that don't do that. But what I'm saying is they very easily could have folded. Very easily could have said, okay, well, we're not going to do this. We're playing one of the top teams over in the state of Illinois. And I know it's only 15 minutes away. But Palmyra said, nope, not in our gym. We're going to keep working. We're going to keep pushing. And they do that. And the Notre Dame's press was giving them fits. But once they figured that out and got past that trap in the corner, then they created some things on the offensive end for themselves, that being Palmyra.
On the other side, for the Raiders in the first half, you got Pieper in there with 10 points, working a couple nice pick and rolls inside with Hummel getting the assist, doing a great job there. Jenna Durst hit a couple threes. Bueller hit a 3. Stratton's got 7. Of course, she works hard on both ends. I mean, she goes out as the offensive threat each night, but she also normally picks up the best offensive threat from a guard from the other team. So she has to work on both ends of the floor.
And it's nice to have players like that. I mean, you remember me. I was a defensive specialist. I wasn't much of a scorer. I loved playing defense. I loved hawking, whether it was Ricky Wilson from Chicago Weber or was somebody from Palmyra and Brian McAllister. I loved playing defense, and those type of people have a special spot for me because I love defense.
I agree with you right there. And, of course, that's where I was on not only basketball but on the football side. I always seem to be on the defensive end. So when you talk about defense wins championships.
Yep.
Hey, now it's kind of unique when we come over here because it's always a family affair. You mentioned the Strattons. Her grandma and grandpa were from here. Right. Dr. Stratton, Michael, he was a great, I loved that man. Got along with the whole family, actually, and had their, her uncle, Michael, was in Kiwanis with me, and, of course, Jason played basketball at Culver and is very involved with advanced physical therapy out there. That's a free one there. Next one's costing you out there, and so we'll be out there tomorrow. And so
I'll just go down and collect from him now. You want me to?
You want hollering back? We'll have him for a halftime sponsor here. Then on top of it, over here you've got the McKinneys, which, of course, are Notre Damers.
Right.
And that's when the Littles and McKinneys used to battle each other. That was cousins battling, of course, at Notre Dame. And the Littles, of course, their mom was McKinney, and so Kelly. And so, yeah, in fact, I believe, do we have one now that's a is Mackenzie?
She's around here. She's a trainer for Palmyra.
That's awesome. I saw her working that.
Pete and Kelly are sitting over there at midcourt. And then Ann, Kelly's mom, is sitting right in front.
And her brother's over here for sure. That's Charlie Vogel.
Yes, Charlie's here. And then I just saw Brian, who's with Excel, who I did my shoulder done with. He was here. And I texted him, said, you can come in and sit down because he was standing. But he doesn't have a girl playing. He's got a boy playing in the next game.
And if you'd like a copy of the family tree here at Palmyra, give us a holler. We'll send you one out there. So, no, it's always kind of great out here. And then when you really tie in the McKinneys crossed over into the Doyles,
Yes.
And, of course, the Doyles also crossed in there with the Riggers, with some marriages in there. And, of course, the Riggers were just studs back in the day.
Oh, yes.
Monty was a great, he had the great baseball team, the Doyle's Devils, which battled my brother's team all the time with Steve Graw and all those great guys out there. You guys all, thanks for the mention, Denny Venverlo. But, it is really kind of a cool family affair when you come over here. We mentioned Brian Wassman's over here as the athletic director. I don't know if it's official or not, but this is his last year. If it's not official, it is now. And so I'm glad.
It is his last year. I know that because I saw his dad. Now, Jim's supposed to be here, but I don't. I mean, we're up high, so it's hard to see. But I'm sure his dad, if he said he was coming over, Jim will be here.
Oh, he'll sneak up to us on the right here before we to our left when we least expect it out here. But, Brian actually had to run. This is what's amazing. When you're in the small schools, you're more. He was a coach, very successful softball coach, real good softball player. And I got to make this comment. You see Brian, he's a big guy.
Yes, he is.
And he's gaining a little weight. But I'll tell you what, when we played fast pitch softball, if he was at first base, and the fastest run in the league was at first base, and the ball was missed by the catcher, and it started to go down and hit the ground, Brian Wasserman would outrun any person to second base. He had great instincts, and to this day, I think maybe he can't make it down there that fast now. All before the game, I was telling him I'm ready to start hitting again with the new knees, but no, good ball player, great guy, good family.
Brian was on my '89 team that went to the state tournament.
That was the question Brewer had today.
Very good soccer player.
What year was he? And I said, he was a little guy when Dave was playing baseball in '81, and Jim was coaching at Notre Dame, sitting on the bucket, 5-gallon bucket. And I said, he called him George. And that time, my mom told me that. And next time I saw Brian, I said, George? He just started breaking out laughing. And so I just couldn't remember if he got into the 90s. So he graduated, was he a senior that year?
No, I think he was only a sophomore. I think he's a 91 graduate. He's standing right there. We'll have to ask him. I don't know for sure.
I think that's right. Well, it's close there because Coach Brunner thought it was early 90s. So ready for the second half action. Hey, we're just going to stick around here. We listen to the band over here to our right. This is why we're in the far left. I like the music, but not right in my ear. Probably the worst we ever had. Not the worst, but the best. Sherrard. They had a band jamming, and Bearden and I looked at each other. It was so loud, we came out of the break, and I think all I did was said, boom shaka-laka laka, boom shaka-laka laka, boom shaka-laka laka, boom. And then we went into action. So
their band does a nice job. It's not a huge group, but they do a nice job. And it just
more of a pep band.
Yeah, that's basically what it is, a little pep band.
Yep. Pep you up. Of course, Notre Dame's band always good down there and still playing. We mentioned it maybe one time. Carry On, My Wayward Son from Kansas. Love that they still played the old stuff that they learned. Most people that first heard that now are grandparents.
Well, both teams are already out there, and the clock still has 10 seconds as Notre Dame will have possession here with a 4-point lead because of Palmyra's little run there.
Luckily, the band was playing because I could probably hear Coach from the locker room. He doesn't yell like he used to. He's a lot more controlled. Years ago, he might have got a little upset, and now he just has to give a look. Second half starts off with the Raiders with the basketball. Bueller comes right side. We got Bueller, Durst, Pieper. Looking inside for her. Stratton, they go into Pieper. Turnaround shot good. And I'll tell you, that's where the money was first half, and I don't think they got anybody that can stop her.
And I think that's what you're going to see more of this second half. Ball to the inside. Plus, you're going to see them pick up their defensive pressure here at full court to say get a steal already as Palmyra had trouble getting it in. Notre Dame very quickly going to get another bucket here.
Pieper turns around, blocked there by Williams inside. We'll check the lineup for Palmyra in a second.
Not only can she score, she can block shots.
All over there playing D. We mentioned those players who can play on both ends of the floor. Williams off the right side, taking Bueller to the hole. Off the glass, no good, comes to the weak side. Raiders get the rebound on the weak side. We'll check the rest of that lineup for you for Palmyra. Ball goes down the left block. Durst takes the shot, no good. Rebounded inside, that's Compton.
You're seeing a totally different team in Notre Dame than we saw in that second quarter in that run. A lot more active feet, a lot more active defensively, and a little more pep to their step. Overall, everybody is come out here ready to play. Maybe they got a little earful at halftime.
Drive on the baseline. Nice shot there from the baseline. That was James with the bucket. Long pass down court. Went in the corner, but it went into a double team where Pieper was. And that, when you've got somebody high and low on you in the front and the back,
inside.
Not at all. Deep pass. Compton stays in bounds, but saves it to Pieper. Here come the Raiders on the other end. Stratton to the hole, fouled. And Sage will go to the line. She will shoot two.
Now, do we do coaches' interviews after the game, or with a night like tonight, we don't?
If they can make it up, James, her second foul, first of the second half. We'll catch Orrin. Otherwise, we close out the game for those people listening, and then we pick it back up 5 minutes later as we pull the boys' games out. I didn't do that last year at the Raiders game and Lady Raiders, and I went to look for the game. It was 4 hours of the same game, so you had to watch the girls' game to pick up the boys' game in action.
Okay, the reason I'm saying it is I would like to find out what he talked about at halftime and the adjustments that he made. I can tell you right now, they're going inside. The Notre Dame girls are going inside a lot more than they did in the second quarter as they get another steal on the inbounds pass. They are just active defensively.
Bueller with a steal there. Foul will be called on Williams, her second and the first of the second half.
And I've seen that over the years as a coach myself. You give them a good chewing, you got a whole different team coming out in the second half.
Well, and really it's just that lull there. You know, if they don't have that few minutes in the second quarter, and it was Palmyra playing some good ball as Compton with her second foul. Team's third already, so 3-0 with 6:20 left in the third quarter. Raiders lead 35-29.
As they move the chair out of the way, I see a chair sitting on each side of the scores table. I wonder if that's at 4.
That's like the chains, like, you know, 1st and 10.
Okay.
In the left corner. When you said move it, that's all I could think of. Good interior pass to Stratton. She does save it, but out of bounds. Some passing inside. Spacing wasn't bad, just pass was good, trying to make that extra pass.
And it'll be full court again for the Raiders against Palmyra, forcing them into the mistakes. And they've got a couple of turnovers already here early in the second half. 35-29. Notre Dame girls ahead of Palmyra. 6 minutes to go in the third quarter.
In the half-court set, Raiders stay in that man-to-man set. Williams working. There's a nice backdoor cut by Compton. Compton, Peeper. Peeper's going to get double digits in rebounds tonight. She had a good first half. And she was a little guard when she was a kid in the Mississippi Leagues, really active, and then she just sprouted up. So she can handle the basketball too. Stratton, right side. Durst passes up the 3. There's a backdoor cut by Stratton. It was a good look. Stratton gets it and saves it to Hummel. Good save. It was a good look down there. She got picked up, though, inside.
There's your inside-outside right there. Boom.
Wow. Inside. Boom it is.
Perfect.
Durst hits a three-pointer from the right corner, right wing, excuse me. And that was brought to you by Woodmark Building Center. 12th and Seminary Road. Spin move inside. And we're going to have a foul against the Raiders. Will be Peeper.
I know everybody knows what we're talking about, inside, outside. But that was a prime example of they dropped it to the inside to Peeper. She knew that she was going to be covered on a turn, and Notre Dame knows exactly where to go on the spots, and she took it outside to the three-point line, and boom, you got a nice three-point shot.
Compton has 2 free throws. She makes the first one. One more. Misses this one. 1 out of 2. Raiders with the rebound. To the half-court set left side. Approaching 5 minutes left. We're going to have a foul on the far side. Hummel had the basketball.
Well, definitely Palmyra's a lot more aggressive defensively. That's their 4th. So one more, and we'll be shooting 2 the rest of this quarter. There's still 5 minutes and 7 seconds left.
Ramey was called on the foul. Her first. 4th against Palmyra. 1 foul against Notre Dame. 5:07 as Coach mentioned. Raiders lead 38-30. High post. Oh, and a good steal here by Williams on Stratton. Lost a handle when she got in the half-court set, but here comes a trailer. That's Compton. Misses. Weak side rebound. The shortest player on the court. That was Ramey. Left side, 3, no good. Closed out good, and that was Peeper who closed out. Bueller on the other end.
Good rebound by Bueller. Good quick pass. Oh,
Durst takes a big, hard step with the left hand. She got fouled inside by Bodie, and that will be her 3rd foul. Durst heads the line to shoot 2. You know, of course, her mom was a heck of a ball player, Jennifer Gilman, at Culver Stockton.
Uh-huh.
That was the 5th team foul on the other side for Palmyra. Yeah, she could play, and she was back in that team that when Culver had a good run there.
Who was coaching at that time?
Oh, my gosh. I don't know if Turpin was in there back again. I'll have to do a double check on my mind there because I did a bunch of years there covering the men and the women, and that was during that time. Talked to Kathy after the game, Steve Hill as well.
I think Steve and his son are working together selling.
Yep, investments are in that. I think it is. Or 2 free throws good. Nope, check that 1 of 2. I didn't see Durst on the other one. Connects on the second. Raiders back in the half-court set on defense. Ramey takes it around the right side, goes in. Oh, and finds a good, that was a good pass, but Eversman came over for the block shot. Eversman had just checked in for the Raiders. Drive to the hole. Nobody stops her. Bueller with a little bitty bump there.
Yeah.
And she took it all the way to the hole.
A little stutter step and a head hesitation and threw the defense off, and boom. She had a nice, easy layup to the basket.
41-30.
Timeout, Palmyra.
Raiders, and Palmyra needs a timeout. 4:03 left in the third quarter. QND Raiders 41, the Palmyra Panthers 30. And you're listening to, of course, area basketball with the Raiders and the Panthers on megasportsco.com.
At Blessing Health, our podiatrists and podiatric surgeons understand the importance of getting you back on your feet. When you experience foot or ankle pain or injuries, our team of experts is dedicated to restoring your mobility and relieving your pain. Every step of your journey matters to us. And when life throws you a curveball, trust Blessing Health's orthopedics and sports medicine team to get you back in the game. At Blessing Health, we've got you covered from head to toe.
Palmyra cheerleaders out there. But as we get ready on the timeout, good job coming out in the second half. Raiders got the first bucket. Came out and shared a bucket, put a little run there together, and really outscoring right now in this quarter, 10-3, starting the way out with the first half of the third quarter.
And it'll be Palmyra ball?
Yes, after the timeout.
After the timeout.
Williams, Compton.
Notre Dame.
James comes out, also still in there, Ramey, and Weishart.
Yeah, Notre Dame will be in there man-to-man.
Box out of bounds play under the basket for Palmyra. Notre Dame in the set. Eversman playing D out on the left side. Bueller, Pieper, Stratton, and Durst. Drive, left hand. Compton. No, nice shot by Compton. Got to the basket, hit it, and she's got a chance at the blue-collar three.
Yeah, just when you think Notre Dame's going to pull away a bit, here's their chance to cut that lead again. They get a lead, and then Palmyra all of a sudden says, okay, we've got to do some things here to get back into the game. And it's not that Notre Dame's doing anything wrong. It's just that Palmyra just decides to put the foot to the pedal. As Notre Dame very quickly up court, there's going to be a foul, yeah.
Inside. Eversman on this end committed the foul. On the other end, Marie Eversman goes hard to the hole, and she's going to be the recipient of 2 free throws on the foul.
Right, and that's a shooting 2 foul, not just a common foul because we're at 5, but they'll shoot 2, whether it's a shooting foul or if it's just a common foul, they'll have 2 free throws the rest of this way, at least in this quarter. Don't like this rule.
James called on the foul there. Check that. No, Weishart, her first.
I think we've talked about that, haven't we?
Yes, we have, and I talked about it a lot last year. And we'll break it down sometime in a halftime when you got a little extra time to chat about it. Eversman with the first free throw.
And we'll see how Palmyra blocks out here and see if Notre Dame's is aggressive for the offensive rebound on a missed free throw. And it's missed, and Notre Dame's
around.
got it.
Durst gets it inside. She kept it. Pieper also was there for the sandwich. Kicks it back out. Stratton no good. Hit the strap up high. They didn't call it.
Should have called it. It'd be over and back here. Yeah, I was going to say.
He called. He did a good job. He looked across court to make sure that the other official didn't see a tip. But it did go up and hit the strap up high.
And that should be a dead ball.
Yes.
Okay.
More times we're seeing a lot of that happen, and also the shot clock over in Illinois that's on a lot of the backboards.
So we'll talk about it during the timeout. I don't know why they don't pull that up higher, that strap.
They do that because it'd be a pain every time to pull that out for every game. Good drive to the basket there, all the way to the hole. Weishart gets her first bucket of the game. That was a good move there. Nobody picked her up.
Nobody picked her up.
She just kept coming all the way in.
Yep.
We talk about that.
She kept her dribble, and she decided, you know what? If I got that lane, I'm just going to keep going at it.
42-34 after that basket. Still an 8-point game. Palmyra hanging around. Well, after that little spurt there, they know they can. Eversman, just her this year. Her sister was also on the team. Now I think a manager. So last year when they both came in, one's a little bit taller. Oh, a nice block inside. That was by James on the block.
Watch out, Williams has it. She's ready to launch it. Another nice drive to the basket and a missed layup by Compton.
She had a good job there driving. That's the second time. The last one she scored and had it. Here's that teardrop.
Yeah, she's good at it.
Nice job, Bueller.
That being Bueller.
She's good at that little teardrop.
Yeah,
inside, traveling.
Yeah.
Palmyra will turn it over.
I mean, I like the move, but you got to keep that dribble for one more as you spin. You got to put that ball down one more time. And she picked it up and took that extra step, and good call by the officials.
You know, Bueller can shoot from outside. She can drive to the hole. She has a stop and pop, but then she has that teardrop too, and you just love it. Pieper keeps it alive there. Good job, because she was being double teamed. That pass was a little bit lazy. Ball's on the floor, and second down and 8.
That's a scrum right there, people.
Indeed. That's when 2 players on each team hit the ground. And that's called, I don't know, is there floor burns anymore like in our day?
Oh, man, remember we used to get those?
Not only that, it seemed like we heard a lot more squeaking with our shoes because when we played defense, it was pretty aggressive. Here we are going way back again, just in general. I guess they've made more silent shoes now. Raiders putting pressure in the half-court set.
You mean those Chucky Taylors? aren't being used anymore with no support.
Well, that was ours, but then we had the Adidas. We came out with the first group of the Adidas wearers. Williams, drive, shot, no good. Inside, over the back on Compton. It'll be her third. And we're doing a double bonus, so with 2:13, we do a little Aerosmith and walk this way.
And that's where you have to be careful. Excuse me, as a coach and as a player, you got to realize, okay, we missed a shot. They've got to go to the length of the court. Is it worth me, with us having 5 fouls already, is it worth me trying to go up over that girl's back to try to get that when all of a sudden Notre Dame will be down at the other end shooting 2?
Yeah, the dead ball points anyway you hate, but when you're that much of a quarter where you're shooting, and as you mentioned, it basically pretty well just hyperspeeds you to the other end.
Right, and Hummel misses the first one. She'll get the second one here. Again, Palmyra needs to block out because Notre Dame's very aggressive going to the ball on missed shots and missed free throws. And
Lauren misses.
And
rebound comes away.
They
James.
blocked out well.
I will say that this young team, they do a good job of blocking out. I give Coach Stewart some great credit there on that. Top of the key, Ramey. Man-to-man still coming out of the Raiders. Brings it left side with her knee brace on her left. Brings it too close to Lauren Hummel. She takes it away. Ball in transition down to Durst. Jenna looks, waits for the action to come. Let's reset the offense, she says. 5 on the perimeter, inside 2 minutes left, third quarter action.
And it's good to have a point guard that can recognize that. Someone that can recognize, hey, we're not set up properly. Nice little give and go there by the Raiders as Bueller's got it down underneath. They get it back out to the point, and they're taking their time offensively. They really don't need to score. They just need to get a good look at the basket. And there it is right there. Got passed up the inside pass there.
Sarah Thomas checked into the ball game. Eversman went out. So it is Thomas, Hummel, Durst. Oh, Eversman's in. Pieper went out. And Bueller. Down to 1 minute. Good defense from Palmyra on this.
Very good defense.
But good patience by the Raiders being able to hang on to the ball this long. Bueller, right side. She's going to drive in. She gets it up on the glass. Maybe a little force, but I think she got the contact. And once she got the contact, it was like, lay it up.
Yeah, and with her left hand, too. They got a couple girls that are very good at using both hands, the Raiders.
Well, that's something you need to learn. And actually, as we teach them in the younger ages, keeping your head up as well when you're dribbling. Ramey, her second foul. You know, we always used to say, you know, back to Don Altmix's days, and he would say, you know, hey, if you want to work on dribbling and not looking at the basketball, go in the garage and shut the lights out. You can't look at it then. You know, and I always thought, but make sure you know where everything's at in there before you run into the pole in the basement or something.
Remember the things we used to wear that went over like
we never wore those things, those funky-looking visors. 2 for 2 for Bueller, 46 for the Raiders, 34 for Palmyra. Yeah, that's about like Jim Citro told my brother's class, you wear gloves to practice your touch for when you dribble. And I'm still trying to figure that one out.
Be timeout Palmyra.
Well, we'll keep it right here.
Yeah.
And I'm asking that one. That was kind of funny because it was those brown work gloves.
Yes.
And Dave and them would have them. They were 3 years behind. They're class 81. And he was working on dribbling with gloves, and it was supposed to be for the touch. But you lose the touch because you find yourself batting the ball, I think.
With the glove?
Yeah, but I think there might have been something he read and saw somewhere. And I you know, Jim, I'll follow up with you next time I see you. And we'll discuss that. But I can still remember that from 1978 probably.
I followed this site on Facebook, If You Lived in Quincy. And the last couple of days they've had from our 77 team.
Jarvis Redbone.
One is Jody Shoup. Remember the leaper machine when it came out?
Oh, yes, I saw that. Loved it. I loved it.
And then the next one was...
I don't know how he fit in that because that was tight enough at 6'1" to extend. And he,
what was Jody, 6'7"?
Yes. And, of course, that's where Jim Hummer had posted Jarvis at Culver. That was his nickname at Teak House, Jarvis Redbone. So I'm not sure where he got it. Great rebounder for there. Of course, he took 5 shots to get his basket, so he got an extra 4 rebounds. I'm kidding there, Jody.
Sort of like Angela Reese, huh?
Ball's in the half-court set for Palmyra. Inside, 1 minute left in the third quarter. Compton does a great job, not only in the drive, but she stopped, wait for the defense to fly by her, and then she makes the basket. Raiders in the half-court set. Thomas in the left corner, back up to Pieper, who's back in the game. Rotation around the perimeter with the passes. We'll keep it on the right side. Bueller trying to go inside to Pieper. She almost had a reset. They didn't give her time enough to set it back up. Down to 10. Bueller kicks it back out. Stratton starts to go in, comes back out. Left side Hummel. Oh, and a good pass with 3 seconds.
A better defense, so Compton came over that shoulder, didn't make any contact, and just swatted away with their left hand. As good as the entry pass was, it was better defense to knock that ball away.
Almost like a defensive back in football,
yes.
the way she knocked it out.
No pass interference.
3.1. Oh, and a great touch there. The Raiders are not going to get the score, but the pass went up. Pieper jumped up.
Tipped it.
After Bueller threw it in, she stepped down that block, and it was right to her, just off the glass, and that's how we'll end the third quarter as our score. The Raiders 46, the Panthers 36. Fourth quarter coming up here in Palmyra, right on mechasportsco.com.
Start your day off the right way at Hardee's.
We have new items for our breakfast 2 for $5. You can get a biscuits and gravy, sausage egg, or cinnamon roll. Any 2 of those for $5. You can't beat a made-from-scratch biscuit here at Hardee's. Sausage egg, biscuits and gravy, or a cinnamon roll. 2 for $5.
Is there any place better for breakfast than Hardee's? Come see for yourself. Hardee's at 30th and Broadway, Quincy.
Getting ready for the fourth quarter here in Palmyra. Jeff Wellman, Matt Longo. This is only game 1. We're going to have a doubleheader tonight. That's why we had the area games of the week. 46-36. Raiders came out of the halftime and built up that 41-29, or actually 30 lead at that point. Looked like they might have another run again. Palmyra just withstands them all.
Palmyra's got a nice little team here. I think they're a little overmatched, but they have played very well to stay within 10, considering it looked like it was going to be a blowout. Now you're going to see what happens here when you really got to start defending and getting some stuff going offensively. It could go one of 2 ways. They could make a heck of a run and get back in it, or it could turn into a blowout.
Raiders with their lineup as they started. Goes inside to Pieper. Turn around left. Good move by Pieper.
And she's both hands, huh?
And they used it in the first play of the second half.
Right.
Went into her for a bucket and never went back to her the rest of the quarter. Compton on a missed shot. Picks it up. Rebound, though, by Hummel. Heading the other way. In the half-court set, Bueller passes up the 3 from the outside.
I'm going to say a bucket here, and Palmyra's going to have to call a timeout because you don't want it to get out of hand too quick, too early in this fourth quarter.
Bueller goes inside of the block. Pieper with a step down in the move. Tristan Pieper inside, but give that assist on the other side for Bueller, who found her inside.
And Notre Dame sort of backed off on the man-to-man. They didn't pick him up till they came right to half court.
Well, some of the pressure has been beating them, and Williams drives to the hole. Has a good look, misses. Jenna Durst comes away with the rebound. Raiders looking to add. Look for a 14-footer there. Instead, Hummel from the left side. No good. Oh, Stratton had the rebound.
No one around there.
Right under the basket. I'm surprised she didn't stop.
I'm surprised she didn't stop and turn around because there was nobody around her.
Good news is she cleared because she wasn't sure. I think she thought there were more bodies. 6.5 left. Good pass inside. And that's Durst from high to Pieper down low. Pieper with the left hand and the bucket. She's got 6 in the quarter. And that's a run here, too, starting off the quarter of 6 points. Baseline out to the right side. High arching shot. Boom.
Yeah, they needed that bucket right there.
That was James.
Yeah, 6 minutes to go here in the fourth quarter.
Oh, they gave that to Weishart. Okay. Other end.
Yeah, Notre Dame sort of forced that shot. 52-39, 6 minutes on the nose left. Palmyra needs a few more stops and a couple three-pointers to get back into this. They're down 13 here.
In the half-court set, Weishart, who just hit the three-pointer, into the high post. That is Bodie. Bodie will hand off. Williams looked at it, but was defended right away by Pieper. A couple hesitation moves. Kicks it into the right corner. Good baseline drive, but it was knocked away by Stratton. Stratton's going to head the other direction. Long pass to Hummel. Great defense there by Claire Williams.
Very good defense.
And she almost, she knocked it, went out of bounds and came back in. Of course, you can't do that, but good D. Weishart's getting a break. Back in the game is Ramey. So again, Ramey, Compton, James, as Pieper gets a break there too. Williams. Pieper gets the break, so Durst. Triggering the ball will be Bueller. Check that. Stratton triggered it to Bueller on the right side. Airy, spin move. Starts to make a drive. There's that teardrop. Oh, off the back. I'd like to see that off the glass, but a nice move. Palmyra with the rebound in the half-court set.
Good defense.
Williams had taken it down there, and Stratton picked her up. Williams, a good-looking ball player. She had that good half, but has not scored in the second half. Good steal there by Eversman, who just came in. It was actually tipped to her. She'll get credit for the steal. Raiders on the other side. Durst, Bueller, Stratton, Eversman, and Hummel.
Good play by Durst there. She could have chucked a three very easily. But you know what? Notre Dame doesn't have to score. They just have to find that good shot. Run your offense. Look for the girl underneath like it is right there. And a nice easy. Oh,
Eversman.
I don't know how she missed that.
Yeah, it was point blank. Hit off the rim. Came back at her. Good rebound. As we said all game long, Palmyra's done a good job of rebounding on the defensive side. Compton. Wow, I don't know how she got between two players. She had Hummel and Eversman there, and I'm not really sure how she got by them. That broke the little 6-point run by the Raiders. 52-41. Raiders still lead by 11 halfway through the last quarter.
More importantly, no team fouls either team.
Clean through that way.
Yeah, till I open my mouth.
There it is.
What do they call you, jinx that? You've seen that, those announcers on TV. He hasn't missed a free throw in 2.5 years.
And boom, there it is.
He's never missed a field goal within 20 yards. Boom.
So Williams on that one, Longo on the call. Halfway through the last quarter, and a steal now. Here comes Palmyra the other way. Getting out on the break, in is Williams for the score, and we just mentioned Williams had not scored.
And that's her first two.
She picks up the basket. 52-43. Half-court set for the Raiders. Eversman, left side. Stratton drives through. Good job by Stratton.
And very, very patient offense for the Raiders right now. A lot of extra passes, trying to get that little one-on-one because Palmyra obviously in a man-to-man and trying to get that easy bucket like they did right there.
54-43, up by 11 still. 3.5 left in this one. Palmyra in the half-court set. Trying to do a little backdoor cut on Bodie. It wasn't there. Bodie did pick it up. Williams had to track it down after Shea Stratton knocked it into the backcourt. Wow, that pass luckily caught up and came up and got it. Nice turnaround move, but good defense there out of Lauren Hummel.
Here a sec. She's a senior. Compton. She's a nice ball player.
Yes. Defense being called by the student section of the Panthers. No. Yes, that would be. I thought there was some Raider colors over there.
No, it's all the Palmyra boys. I bet you there's some football players over there.
Right side. Oh, good pass inside. Eversman.
Jump ball.
Missed. Weak side. Got the rebound. So did Ramey. And so the alternate possession arrow, and I believe it is going back to Palmyra with 2:46 left. Hummel's out. Pieper's in. So Pieper, Bueller, Durst. Check that. Hummel stays in. Eversman checks out. And Stratton. So your starting lineup here for the Raiders. 2:46 left.
Yeah,
Palmyra.
Notre Dame not picking them up full court.
Williams left side, left open this time, misses the shot. Rebound on the weak side, that was Pieper. Reached up with the big mitt to bring that one in.
It's got the pass that Notre Dame does. That's the third pass. Oh, there's a foul. They're doing 6, 8, sometimes 10 passes before they look toward really going toward the basket, which creates your defense to really look around. Where are they going? Where are they setting a pick? And then Notre Dame just finds that open player and dumps it inside. So
Foul was called on Compton. Now she has 4 with 2:24 left in this one. 2 fouls against Palmyra, none against Notre Dame in the fourth quarter. Durst with it on the right wing. We'll go back to the top. And there's that great pass. Hummel again to Pieper. I'm going to tell you what, Hummel has made a job of this thing, finding her man, her gal, inside. And Tristan does a great job of posting up and setting herself up for that. We got a full timeout. 2:01 left in this one from Palmyra. It's the QND Lady Raiders 56, the Palmyra Lady Panthers 43. We're back with the finals right here on mechasportsco.com.
Good things are happening at Hardee's, right, Brian?
You know, here at Hardee's, we have a new $6.99 original bag. And you get 2 sandwiches, a fry, and a drink. You have your choice for the sandwiches between a regular hot ham and cheese, regular roast beef, double cheeseburger, or one of our chicken tender wraps. So you can pick any two of those, get a hot fry and a cold drink for only $6.99 here at Hardee's on 30th and Broadway.
That's Hardee's at 30th and Broadway, Quincy.
Back to action here at Palmyra. Not action yet, for the action of the cheerleaders. 2:01 left, 56-43, Raiders by 13. You know, I was just trying to tell you about Sterling on Friday night. They had a big lit up board up there. They got a beautiful screen. They got replays up there. And they had a gopher that came up, stuck his head out, and he was acting like Freddie Mercury, you know, and going, Day-o, and trying to get the crowd. And it was hilarious just looking up there and trying to explain it to everybody, but you had to be there.
Did you walk through their gym?
Beautiful
Did
gym.
you walk through their Hall of Fame stuff with the screens?
All along the hall down there.
Pretty
inside.
cool, isn't it?
It is indeed.
It is really cool. That school has a couple of major donors. Wall.
Yeah, the Clippers, they're right there based there.
And that school gets $1 million each from those companies every year for capital improvements to their school.
Beautiful facilities.
Yes, it is.
Palmyra has the basketball inside 2 minutes in this one. Stick around for the post-game show brought to you by Hardee's from 30th and Main. Check that Broadway. Brian Arms. Also, we'll have the player of the game. We'll hear from Coach and us talking about the coach's comments from Cunis. There's the drive to the basket. Good help by Stratton. I thought Stratton did a good job, so I got to believe it was on Hummel on the bump on the way.
Yeah,
no, they're going to call it on Stratton.
Yeah, that sort of surprises me.
I would have gave it to Hummel just because she had the body contact.
I think I would have too. But we're just announcers. We're not referees. So, yeah, we're referees.
You know, that's one thing I don't. Even as a coach, I try not to. I'll make comments. The other night I talked about it. Some calls early in a ball game that were. But those are the things you got to adjust at. So as soon as we start making those comments, you find yourself saying, wait a minute, I got to adjust myself as an official. 1 out of 2 from the free throw line from Compton, 56-44. Raiders with the basketball heading the other direction.
You know, a stop here by Palmyra and maybe a three-point shot could really make that last minute pretty interesting.
Hopefully Williams will not be taking that three if you're Notre Dame playing defense. Down to minute 10 left in the ball game. Got to make up 12 points. You got to almost make a foul, but that double bonus, well, nobody's even near it.
No, not even close. This is the 9th pass for Notre Dame this possession.
Stratton near half court. Williams on her. They're just pulling it back out, doing a good job of handling the basketball.
Yeah, you got to foul. You can't let this clock keep running like that. Notre Dame really, there you go. Notre Dame really isn't looking to score. They're just making the passes and running their offense, and if somebody gets wide open, they'll pass it in. But that possession right there was double-digit passes and really no looks to the inside.
Foul was called on Williams. It was her fourth.
Which is good coaching. Girls, we don't have to score.
To be able to hold the ball that long. You always talk about the four corners, and I know Hanks hated it because, you know, if you don't play, you go to the four corners, sometimes you can't hold the ball that long. But the Raiders do a great job of passing, screening.
Who was the best at the four corners?
Well, hold on. NC or NC State was
NC. North Carolina.
Yeah. And so Williams, that's a horrible thing there. Williams had to foul. So with 44.7, your main scorer is out of the ball game as far as outside.
And that's her fifth?
Yes.
Four
in this half.
Quiet. 5 fouls.
Yes, it was all in this half and only 2 points in the second half.
I would say their team is based on how she goes. She's a nice ball player.
And that would tell you something about what Coach Oren said at halftime and how the Lady Raiders reacted after the halftime. Down to 20 seconds left. Pieper has the ball at high, and as we mentioned, she was a guard at one time. Had it knocked away. Bueller picks it up. Uncharacteristic, picked it up after a dribble. And a quick foul there for Compton. And Compton will foul out now, too, with 12.3 seconds left. We mentioned in the first half, 18 points from Williams. She finished with 20. And on the other side, as Pieper gets ready to shoot 2, she had 2 attempts earlier in the game. And Compton unofficially had 11.
Got a lot of subs in right now.
Both sides here. We'll check it out here. I see one of the Reed girls in.
Yep. It'd be Carly.
Yep. Carly's out high as Pieper hits the first.
And it looks like you got her sister Abby getting ready to come in if this free throw is made.
Can't see the ponytail on who's up here above us. Pieper does hit in the second one. Good job there by Tristan. 58-44. Thomas came into the ball game. Ellie Bozart's in the game. The Reed girls are there. Also Lakin Allensworth. And you'll see Lakin's brother Jason the next game. Good ball player. Ball knocked out of bounds. Raiders get it back. So I was already set for the turnover and ready to come back down this way with 5.9 seconds left.
Yeah, I don't think Notre Dame's even going to look at scoring here. They're just going to run it out, and they do.
There's your final horn there. So the Raiders, after Palmyra puts a good push to get to halftime, pick it up in the second half. At halftime, they're up by 4, and they close out winning by 14, so a 10-point in the second half. But you got to be happy if you're a Palmyra, if you're whether Coach Stewart or a fan, seeing the improvement from the Lady Panthers.
Yeah, 27-16 outscored there in the second half. So good job by the Raiders here. It's the first time I've got to see both these teams, and very, very well coached, both teams. Obviously, Notre Dame on the better end of this, but their defense, I think their defense is their strength. They just get after it. It'll be fun to watch them and Quincy High girls play this year. Where's that game at?
Quincy High. That I did know. And since you've asked me here before we get out of that, Coach, I will give it to them because I know February 4th on a Tuesday, Quincy High will host Notre Dame 7 o'clock.
There you go.
So there it is out there. Good stuff there. More importantly, they'll be tomorrow night, if you want to watch, they'll be at the Rumble on the River at John Wood, taking on Troy Buchanan in that ball game. Palmyra coming up next. And I don't have where they are heading next. Darn it. So, but they'll get ready for the holidays. And so the final thoughts on this one, Coach?
Final thoughts. Eric Orn is a great coach. He always has his team prepared. And that's why they're 8-0 now.
Yes, they are.
8-0, ranked in the state. They're fundamentally, they do a lot of good things. Their passes are sharp. Their inside-outside game is very good. Their full court pressure can give teams a fit, because if you start doing that, you may not get a steal every time down court, but if you have to face that every time you throw the ball in, where you're going to get trapped and how you have to make, that's where the turnovers will come to. And we said it earlier, your press isn't designed for you to steal the ball. The press is designed for the other team to make the mistake so you can get the ball. Am I right?
Indeed you are.
Okay. That's the way that I was taught, and that's the way that I coached, and I don't think that that's changed compared to the 5 fouls in a quarter and a double bonus has changed, but just your basic understanding of what it is. I love what the Palmyra girls are doing here, walking through, thanking the crowd for coming. Do they do that every game?
Good question. I have not been over, so I would say yes. But
that's nice gesture on their part and the coach's part.
Indeed. Well, I tell you, too, Coach, I just mentioned it was 58-41. It was 58-44 on the running score. I did have that up there as I look up on the board. Stick around, though. We're going to have the post-game show brought to you by Hardee's. We'll do a player of the game, hopefully talk to Coach. That'll do it for the regular portion of our broadcast, and stick around. And then we'll have next game, the QND Raiders will take on the Palmyra Panthers to follow up right after that. You've been listening to Longo and Wellman right here on MechaSportsCo.com.
Freiburg Insurance in Quincy is your local independent Pekin insurance agency. They're part of the community, and no one knows your insurance needs better than your friends and neighbors. Whether it's business, home, auto, or life, Pekin Insurance and Freiburg Insurance are ready to discuss your specific needs in person. Call them at 217-224-7774 and learn why it's always better to talk insurance with friends.
Dreaming of a new kitchen or bath that's as functional as it is beautiful? At Woodmart Building Center, we bring your vision to life. Choose from a wide variety of cabinetry finishes and styles to fit any space and budget. Our expert designers work with you every step of the way to create a space that's uniquely yours. From timeless classics to modern masterpieces, your dream kitchen or bath starts here. Visit Woodmart Building Center today. Find us at woodmartbuildingcenter.com or stop by our showroom at North 12th and Seminary Road, Quincy.
Start your day off the right way at Hardee's.
We have new items for our breakfast 2 for $5. You can get us biscuits and gravy, sausage egg, or cinnamon roll. Any 2 of those for $5. You can't beat a made-from-scratch biscuit here at Hardee's. Sausage egg, biscuits and gravy, or a cinnamon roll. 2 for $5.
Is there any place better for breakfast than Hardee's? Come see for yourself. Hardee's at 30th and Broadway, Quincy.
And welcome back to Palmyra. Jeff Wellman, Matt Longo, Hardy's post-game show. And, Coach, we'll have to go through this fast because they put 10 minutes up. We have to close this one out.
I love it.
To get into the other one. So here's we go. Raiders win 58-44. Raiders with 22 points out of Tristan Pieper, 11 from Sage Stratton, 10 points out of Jenna Durst, 9 from Bueller. We dropped down to 3 points from Thomas, 3 points from Eversman. A lot of girls in the ball game. We'll talk about maybe as we're finishing up. Other side, I'm missing a couple points, that three-pointer actually. But Williams unofficially ends with 20. 11 out of Compton, both fouled out. 5 out of James, 5 out of Weishart, and 3 floating around there somewhere. So, what's your thought on players of the game from each side?
Williams, obviously, for Palmyra. She's a very nice ball player, and I think she's their heart and soul of their team. And you're going to laugh at me. You're going to laugh at me about this one. I think the Bueller girl is the sergeant of that team, and she's very good at controlling the offense. She's very good at the entry pass. She's got the beautiful teardrop run to the basket. And I think her defense is what really helps the Raiders. Once they play defense, they get it to her, and off they go. That's my – and, again, we've talked about that. It doesn't have to be who scores the most points. It's the person that you think that leads that team, and that's my pick. You can go with whoever you want, but that's my pick, and if you pick someone else, we'll go with 2.
Well, we will go with 2. I would like to put Stratton, too, because Stratton had 11 points and played great D, but I think the 22 of Pieper inside, mainly to Hummel's passes, and Bueller getting it inside was a key. So I think Stratton is an honorable mention. I think Pieper and Bueller as your players of the game sounds good for me. We'll hear from Freiburg Insurance and be back to wrap stuff up and get ready for the second game right here on mechasportsco.com.
Freiburg Insurance, your local independent Pekin insurance partner, is proud to support young people in sports and academics in the Quincy area. After the game, make a note to stop by their office and discuss your current policies and future needs for your business, home, auto, and family. Pekin Insurance offers a variety of plans to meet your coverage needs. Give Freiburg Insurance a call at 217-224-7774. Go Devils.
And back here at Palmyra as we wrap up the Hardy's post-game show. We'll hear our coaches' comments, of course, see Coach Orrin here in the next game, possibly here, as we got to wrap this one up. And I feel like the old Alice in Wonderland. Land, I'm late for a very important date. No time to say hello, goodbye. I'm late. There you go, folks. And that's how we're going to wrap it up. I will ask your thoughts. I'll give you a last thought there.
Last thought is Notre Dame girls have a very, very good team, and they obviously have a very, very good coach. They do things from the defensive end to the offensive end that all carry into what Coach Orrin has done over the years. So watch out for them come tournament time, and watch them come out during the rest of this regular season. And they'll get some more tests. And Palmyra gave them a nice little run there in the second quarter to cut it to 4 before halftime. But Notre Dame relentless offensively and defensively, and that's why they ended up with the nice, 14-point win? What was it?
Actually, it was 58-44, yes. So congratulations to them. 8-0 now, 3-3 for Palmyra. Stick around, folks. All you got to do is when we close it out, go over to the other one that has the boys game and click that one on. It'll be a few minutes, and we'll be right back here. As the final score, QND 58, Palmyra 44, and you've been listening to Area Basketball right here on mechasportsco.com.
Bet you outdrive you this hole.
If you outdrive me, I'll take $10,000 off every car sold at QND Quincy this month.
Daddy needs a new ride.
Good things are happening at Hardee's, right, Brian?
You know, here at Hardee's, we have a new $6.99 original bag. And you get 2 sandwiches, a fry, and a drink. You have your choice for the sandwiches between a regular hot ham and cheese, regular roast beef, double cheeseburger, or one of our chicken tender wraps. So you can pick any 2 of those, get a hot fry and a cold drink for only $6.99 here at Hardee's on 30th and Broadway.
That's Hardee's at 30th and Broadway, Quincy.